The average American earning over $100,000 still lives paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, millions of ordinary people quietly become millionaires without ever owning luxury cars or designer brands. The difference isn't a higher salary, it's a completely different way of thinking about money. The wealthiest people often spend less, own less, and want less than everyone expects. Today, you'll discover the 10 minimalist money habits that quietly build real wealth while everyone else is busy looking rich. With the most money, the ones quietly building wealth while everyone around them is broke. They own less than you do. Not less because they can't afford more. Less because they figured something out that most people spend their entire lives missing. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what that is. But first, I need to tell you about something strange that happens to almost every person who starts making real money. Something that guarantees they'll never actually keep it. Here's what nobody warns you about. Your lifestyle inflates faster than your income. And the moment those two things race each other, you lose. Always. I'll show you the exact habits that break that cycle. But stick with me, because habit number 7 is the one that most people in their 30s wish they had known at 25. The first habit is deceptively simple. Stop buying things to feel something. That sounds harsh, but think about the last 3 purchases you made that weren't groceries or bills. What were they really about? Not the product, the feeling. The small hit of "I deserve this." The brief sense of control in a life that sometimes feels out of control. Retail therapy is real and it is expensive. The average American household spends roughly $2,400 a year on impulse purchases alone. That's not a judgment. That's just math destroying your future. Minimalism doesn't mean living on rice and sleeping on the floor. It means learning to notice when you're shopping for emotions instead of for things you actually need. When you break that habit, you stop hemorrhaging money in the places you can't even see. The second habit is the one that quietly separates the wealth builders from everyone else. They buy time, not things. Think about the people you know who always seem a step ahead financially. I bet they're not driving the flashiest car. They're probably not wearing the most expensive sneakers. But they've paid to automate something. They've hired someone to handle something tedious. They've bought back hours that they then used to build something else. Morgan Housel writes about this in a way that cuts right through you. The idea that wealth is the money you don't spend. The options you quietly accumulate while everyone else is keeping up with something that doesn't matter. Minimalism in your finances means making peace with the fact that a smaller life on the outside could be a much larger life on the inside. Drop a comment right now. Tell me, what's the one thing you bought in the last year that you genuinely regret? I read every single one. The third habit is about your phone. And I know you didn't expect that. But financial minimalism and digital minimalism are the same war. Here's why. Every notification, every sale alert, every curated feed showing you something you didn't know you needed 10 seconds ago. That is someone else's revenue model living rent-free in your head. You're the product being sold to advertisers. And the fee you pay is the gap between what you earn and what you keep. The people who are building real net worth have ruthlessly curated what gets access to their attention, because they understand that attention is the precursor to spending. Unsubscribe from retail emails. Delete the shopping apps. Not forever, just long enough to realize how often you were buying things you didn't actually want. The fourth habit sounds almost too obvious until you do it. Own one version of something instead of 3 mediocre versions of it. One good coat, one great pair of boots, one kitchen knife that actually works instead of a block of 8 that collect dust. This is the quality over quantity principle. And it has financial superpower hidden inside it. When you own fewer things, you spend less time managing things, less money replacing things, and less mental energy thinking about things. And that freed up mental space, that's where financial decisions actually get made. A 31-year-old software engineer I know, guy making good money in Austin, he once showed me his monthly subscription list. 42 subscriptions. 42? Most of them were things he'd signed up for once during a free trial and completely forgotten. When he canceled everything he wasn't actively using that week, he freed up over $600 a month. That's $7,200 a year. Not from earning more, from just looking. The fifth habit is the one that feels counterintuitive. Spend more on the things that matter and nothing on the things that don't. Most financial advice tells you to cut everything. Minimalism tells you to cut the noise so you can invest in the signal. If cooking great food at home brings you genuine joy and saves you $800 a month versus eating out, buy the $200 chef's knife. Buy the good coffee beans. Don't skim there, but be absolutely ruthless about the 10 other categories where you're spending money on status, habit, or boredom. Now, here's the pivot. The thing I promised I'd get to. Most people think minimalism is about having less. It's not. It's about wanting less. And those are completely different problems. Having less is a behavior. Wanting less is a belief system. You can force yourself to spend less for a month, but if you still want everything you're not buying, the dam eventually breaks. Real financial minimalism, the kind that actually builds wealth over a decade, comes from genuinely reprogramming what you desire. And the way you do that is by shifting your scoreboard. Right now, most of us are running on a scoreboard that society built for us. Newer car, bigger apartment, better-looking vacation for Instagram. The scoreboard rewards visibility. It rewards looking wealthy. And looking wealthy is the single most expensive thing you can do with your money. The people who are actually wealthy, not the ones performing wealth, but the ones who have real numbers in their accounts, they've quietly switched to a different scoreboard. One that rewards net worth, not net appearance. One where the win is the number in the brokerage account nobody can see, not the watch on the wrist everyone can. The sixth habit, make your savings invisible. Automate it before you can spend it. This isn't a new idea, but most people hear it and nod without actually doing it. The reason it works isn't discipline, it's that minimalism applied to your systems is just as powerful as minimalism applied to your stuff. The less friction between your income and your savings, the more you build without even trying. Set it once, let it run, pretend the money was never there. The seventh habit, the one I told you to wait for, is this. Stop optimizing for income and start optimizing for the gap. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is the only number that actually matters for building wealth. You can earn $200,000 a year and have a gap of zero. You can earn $70,000 a year and have a gap of $20,000. Who wins over 20 years? It's not even close. Minimalism is the only reliable way to widen that gap without feeling like you're suffering. Because when you genuinely want less, you're not sacrificing anything. You're just playing a different game. The eighth habit, buy experiences that compound, not things that decay. That's not about spending money on travel instead of stuff. It's about recognizing that some experiences teach you things, connect you to people, or change how you think in ways that pay dividends for years. A weekend with people who are building interesting lives is worth more than almost any object you could buy. The ninth habit is the hardest one to talk about. Stop using money to manage relationships. The birthday gift you bought because you felt guilty, the dinner you paid for because you wanted to seem generous, even though you couldn't really afford it. The vacation you went on because everyone else was going. Social spending is one of the most invisible leaks in any budget. And minimalism gives you the language to say no without feeling like you're failing as a friend or a partner. The 10th habit is the one that ties everything together. Build a life you don't need to escape from. Most overconsumption isn't really about wanting things. It's about wanting to feel okay in a life that doesn't feel okay. When people are working jobs they hate, surrounded by people who drain them, grinding through a week they're just trying to survive. They spend, they shop, they scroll, because the alternative is sitting still with a life that doesn't feel right. Real financial minimalism, at its core, is a reason to build something you actually want. Not so you can buy less, but so you're not using buying as a substitute for living. Here's where you are right now. If you made it this far, you understand that wealth is built in the gap, not the salary. That minimalism isn't poverty. It's strategy. That wanting less isn't giving up. It's winning differently. The people who are 10 years ahead of you financially, they're not smarter. They're not luckier. They just stopped playing the visible game earlier than everyone else. You can start today. If this shifted something in how you think about money, hit subscribe, because this channel exists for one reason: to help you build something real quietly. Share with your loved ones who need this. I'll see you in the next one.